simple and logical, something known as maintenance. Okay, please pay attention. Maintenance, plant maintenance or maintenance module. Suppose again, sorry, in order to understand maintenance, so the module name is plant maintenance module. In order to understand maintenance, you will have to understand from the point of view of a maintenance manager. As a maintenance manager, what would be your responsibility? It would be like maintaining everything efficiently, effectively, properly. So how would you maintain everything properly? That is the question, if you're understanding. Maintenance means what? That your responsibility would be to maintain the machines. Your responsibility would be to make sure that the life of the machine is preserved. You increase the life, you make sure that the wear and tear is reduced to a great extent, so that you don't need to spend on, if the machine, you need to make sure that they do not get, they do not malfunction, or they do not show errors, or they do not get ill, basically. So that is something which your responsibility would be. So in order to make sure that you achieve that, you will have to maintain the plant or the machines or the vehicles which you do in your home as well. So your responsibility would be to make sure that they have a greater lifespan. How would you do it? You take care of it. How do you take care of it? Like in various vehicles nowadays, we are also able to see a message prompting up, something known as service due. So it becomes your responsibility. Okay, I hope you have seen that. It becomes a responsibility to give the bike or something to the service vendor in an appropriate time. Otherwise, the 600, 700, 1000, 2000 rupees which you are going to give for the servicing may result in 10,000 rupees, and that would be something where the non-maintenance it had happened because you didn't maintain it properly, if you're understanding. So maintenance manager's responsibility would be to make sure that the machines are used in a proper manner. They are scheduled in such a way that they do not overwork. Okay, their maintenance is carried out in a particular time period. That means what? If this machine, after 10,000 products produced, there should be 1 day maintenance of this machine where the oiling or anything which could be done. So you have to schedule it accordingly, that the work still goes on, but you schedule it appropriately in such a manner that, like, a teacher is not there in a school, but it doesn't happen that the school gets closed or the class doesn't work, okay, or the teaching doesn't go, or class is empty. There are some arrangements which are made. So that is something which happens, and the people who are the managers in that institute as well do the management in such a way. Likewise, for the machines as well, it would be your responsibility that if this machine is under maintenance, it shouldn't hamper the work. It should be your responsibility that no one would be sitting idle, work would be happening timely. Your responsibility would be to make sure that work happens in a proper manner, okay, apart from the maintenance as well. So you'll have to schedule it, okay. So your responsibility would be to make sure that the machines, it is known as, if you maintain it properly, you would be preventing the risk of the machine getting damaged. Okay, so you will be preventing this. That means what? You are doing something which is, prevention is better than cure. So you're taking a step which is known as preventive maintenance. Okay, preventive or risk, or the word is something which is known as risk-based maintenance. Okay, you need to remember this. Risk-based maintenance, which means what? You're trying to reduce the risk in the first step. After, you're not taking a corrective control. Things have broken down and then you try to improve. That is something which is corrective. Things are working properly, and in order to make sure that they keep on working continuously in a proper manner, you do something which is known as preventive maintenance. So preventive maintenance, making sure that they are serviced, they are maintained in a timely manner. Okay, and also making sure that the work doesn't get hampered in any way. Okay, in that, what would happen? You will have to plan it. Okay, so planning the maintenance is also known as, there is a word which is known as outage. If you have heard this word, this is like a very common word in technological industries. Outage is like, planning the outage. It means what? Suppose you have a BSNL connection at your home, and if at some or the other time you are not able to get, no matter what the internet connection, whichever the service provider is, you're not able to get the internet connection. So what happens is, you try to call them and they are like, we are under some kind of maintenance right now. It would be taking, we are under some kind of outage right now. It would be taking us 2 hours because we are upgrading it, we are maintaining it, we are trying to make sure that it runs smoothly again. So for 1 hour or 2 hours, there would be for electricity as well. You also see some messages that the electricity won't be there for a particular, because you are going some kind of maintenance. So that is something which is the planning which you are going to do. That should also be in such a way that minimum your organization is affected minimum. Okay, that means what? The customers shouldn't go, the loss shouldn't be there. Okay, everything should be in a proper systematic manner. It means what? That it should be done in such a way that, you know, other things are not affected. You would be scheduling it in a proper manner, where you would be deciding that suppose this is like a slack period where we do not have customers in these 2 months, or in these 2 days, or on this particular festival. So your responsibility would be to find such a time and do the maintenance in such a way that minimum customers are hampered. Even if you get some you know, complaints, it would be minimum, because keeping it minimum is only something which you could do. You cannot you may not make it 0, but make sure that at that, but you may go for maintenance at night, basically between 2 to 4, if you're understanding, where there are minimum users who are there, who are logged into the internet. So if you're understanding, that is how outage planning is done, where I would be making sure that the complaints, loss, or the negative factors would be as less as possible. As a maintenance manager, my responsibility would be to make sure that the production planning and the generation or the work happens in such a way that I am able to maintain the machines in a proper order, preventive maintenance or risk-based maintenance, so that I don't have to put a corrective control. I could reduce the cost, and I could increase its lifespan to as long as possible. My responsibility would be, and I would be planning the outage accordingly. I will have to go to maintenance, I will have to do the maintenance, no doubt, but you would be doing it in such a way that it is done in like a period where we do not have too many work, or a lot of work, or a lot of dependency on those machines. So you'll have to plan it accordingly after looking at the data of the previous month, previous year, that what is that proper time to do it, how I can manage the schedule in such a way that even if the machine is not working, still the work goes on continuously at the proper speed. So your responsibility as a plant maintenance manager would be this. Okay, so I hope you have understood plant maintenance.